All right, we've got Everett Green here this morning. We're talking about keys to the market, kind of giving you a look into the housing market, where it's at, what it's like, and how's it going. Last time we had Everett on, we probably could have sat here and talked for like 30 minutes because he's full of information and just so knowledgeable, and it's very interesting to learn about. But we missed something that you really wanted to hit and wanted to talk about.
We did miss it. So last time we talked about first-time home buying and what that looked like. We're traveling to the other side today, okay? So I don't know what y'all think of, but biggest clash generationally right now, what is it?
Oh.
Worldly views? Is it
I know it,
flexible work hours?
when you put it this way, I'm like, you are so right. Been through this with family.
Oh yeah. So right now it's actually in 2025, it's like the beginning of it, but baby boomers have the most property holdings in the United States.
Wow.
So even let's think of Texas alone. Last time we started out with a question. Let's do a question this time as well.
Okay.
Percent of individuals in Texas over 65.
Ooh.
Oh, we saw this number the other day. It's really high.
It's probably, I'm going to go like 70. Is that too high?
That's high.
Okay, let's go.
It's like
58.
40 or 50 or somewhere in there.
It's about 12 to 15.
Oh.
Okay. Sounds
Okay, she threw me off a
way
little.
sounds low, but it is very high.
Yeah.
So that's making up a large amount of property holdings. And I mention all this because probate. So what is probate? What is an estate? What does that look like? It's a topic that I think people get nervous about, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't know what they're going to be necessarily dealing with, what they're going to be handling. How do you handle it? To start the discussion, though, I'm no attorney. So we're just going to be talking about real estate specifically.
Yeah.
So a probate property is when a sole owner of the property has passed away, and there's not necessarily a direct line of who receives that property, okay? So I know a lot of people talk now about whenever you have a trust, you have a beneficiary, you have people that are also in charge of these wills that come in, but not all properties have that. So this year alone, we're only in May, or no, June, we're in June.
Yeah, I know. Barely, but June.
Time flies when you're playing with probate.
Yeah.
So I've probably done about 50% of my business right now is probate properties in Southeast Texas, which is a pretty substantial amount.
Yeah.
And whenever you do it, what I think is interesting is it is a very smooth process if you start it out right and you get explained the details right. So you have probate attorneys that help. And then what does that look like? And then you become an executor. So an executor, if I were to pass away and now you're in charge, you got everything. You have to mess with the taxes, the insurance, handling attorney's fees. It's a lot that goes into play with it, but it's a very good process whenever it's handled accordingly, because the passing of an individual is emotional, right? Selling a property. We're in Southeast Texas. We have a lot of large families, you know, and I think statistically properties stay in families about 3-4 generations. And then there's a past. So there's a lot of memories that are with that, and it's even navigating the emotional side as well. Yeah. You know, so it's interesting, but it's something, perfect. I tried to make, I heard, you know, maybe 3 to 4 bullet points, and I can't help myself, you know, I sort of loaded it up on there. So we're not going to read from it, but it does help create a visual for you to sort of understand what some of the process looks like.
Interesting. Okay, I mean, this is one I feel like we probably don't think about a lot. It's someone like, well, I guess any of our age really when it comes to that, because hopefully we live long lives. But when, I mean, is the time to start thinking about that and kind of preparing for that?
So I think that if you're wanting to dodge probate, then you want to start it earlier. So I have another slide too where it talks about, there we go, 68% of Americans lack a will. But that's what I always tell people, because I have clients that come to me, and where there's no will, there's a way. So there are ways to do that, but if you have a will set in place and you have these steps prior to a passing, it really allows for a smooth transaction to take place.
Yeah, I've been on the side of the not smooth, so.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it can be get a will.
Yeah. And I'm sort of skipping all over the place on here, but where does it affect us, right, as the younger generation? Demand. So when I was here talking about first-time home buying, the average price, median price rather, was around $230 in Southeast Texas. So probate properties, to me, offer an opportunity for people that maybe they are not wanting new construction at that price point, you know. So they have maybe a little bit more work because who knows, maybe it's a time capsule. Maybe it was built in the 50s, decorated in the 50s, and sold in 25,
Yeah.
you know, but you have a better chance of building equity because not all the times, but typically these probate properties sell a little bit less than market value just because they're as-is properties. Sometimes they don't even know what's going on because they weren't the ones that lived in there.
Sure.
You know?
Well, a lot goes into it, obviously.
Yeah.
So a lot of information. Obviously, you can always contact Everett. What's the best way to get in contact with you?
Okay, last time I said in person, I'm always around, but you can also just give me a call. You know, I have my number plastered everywhere, but 409-350-2773. But a lot of business and discussion comes from just in-person conversations.
Yeah, there you go, just like this one.
You go by Buxton.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You'll see him, not to worry.
Just plan on staying a few hours.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, we appreciate you stopping by, and I'm sure we'll have another good topic next time we see you. So we thank Everett for stopping by, and we'll see him soon enough. Still to come this morning, though, yesterday, that last day of early voting, we'll take a look at some of the numbers next.